Good evening and welcome back to Ghosting with host Smith, also Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, Return of the Dead. Sorry about the wait, a couple hours. I haven't been on this podcast in a while. I have been busy with helping my friend Fearless with the podcast. Well, actually, yeah, I have done it yesterday, but I had to go back to help fix all the hi Chris, welcome back. So all right, we have a new story for you all tonight. It is called The House with the Lamp in the Window. Thank you. Yeah. It was amazing. Today, Chris and I will party, and we got to see Nathan, Marcus, and Arabella. We just call her Bella for short. Bella, it was nice to see you again today at the party. It was an amazing party. Thank your mom for me to invite Chris and I to your brother's graduation party. So, again, congratulations to your big brother, Nathan. So we had fun. And then at 4, we had to go back to the bookstore today. We had to get everything sorted out. So, yes, we working on it. So Chris is back at the bookstore right now as I'm here doing my podcast. It was so much fun. So anyway, yeah, so that's awesome. That is so awesome. Tell your grandpa I said hello. So anyway, today was an amazing day. It was so long day. First we went to the party, then we went to the bookstore do our home, exhausted. Thank you to all the people who subscribe to my channel and being an amazing fans. So what Bella is saying, so I can't tell anybody. That's okay. You don't have to if you don't want to. That's okay. I understand, Bella. I literally understand. So, so I am going to finish reading my novel right after I'm done with that, hopefully. So we have ways to go, but tomorrow is our last time. So store, we are literally done. So when we get another dumpster, we're just gonna get rid of all the books. The ones that are not gonna be are in a pile just a couple feet away from the desk where I used to scan books at the cash register station So yeah, if we don't get books sold, we're gonna throw them into the dumpster forever. So but anyway, we are gonna be doing the new story now. It is called The House with the Lamp in the Window. This is a ghost story, and I hope you guys are going to love the story. If it makes any sense to you all, you're always welcome to leave me comments down below. If you have any opinions about it, you're always welcome to. So if you guys have any questions of this story, to anything about it, if you have any experience about these stories, let me know in the comments if you have anything about it. But yeah, so what Christopher is saying, you can haul it, you can have it. That is so true. What my husband just said, you can haul it, you can have it, that is very true. Also, take as many books you can, and you can donate what you can as well. And you can haul it, you can have it, like literally. So that is what Chris is saying. So agree to that. So anyway, I just want to say thank you everyone on the show. Amazing, and I want to thank my fans who are very supportive of this podcast. Also, I just want to say thank you for clicking like and sharing with everyone and giving me hearts, emojis, like thumbs up emojis, smiley emojis. You guys are always welcome to. You guys can join me with conversations. You guys can leave me comments down below if you have any opinions about the story. So let's get started on the story. So get yourself something to drink and sit back, relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And let's get started on the story. And after the story, we'll be doing questions with answers. And then I'm going to finish reading my novel. I'm probably also going to get cleaned up and get ready for tomorrow. We will be doing our last cleanup of the bookstore. So, but yes, anyway, let's get started on the story. We are on season 6, episode 203. The House with the Lamp in the Window. Sam bought the farmhouse on Briar Ridge because the price was low, the acreage, and every person who warned him off. It sounded exactly like the kind of local who believed weeds had political opinions. The house was large enough to require commitment and old enough to require apology. One upstairs window faced the road with perfect symmetry, and from that window a single lamp could be seen for almost a mile if left burning. The seller mentioned in passing that previous owners had found the electrical in that room. Sam Hood rewired enough old places to know what contractors call temperamental. Thought nothing of it. Okay, let's see. The room itself was mostly empty, just one iron bed frame, peeling wallpaper, and a table by the window where an antique lamp sat unplugged, dusty, and clearly decorative. On his first night in the house, exhausted from moving, Sam looked out across the dark fields and saw that same lamp glowing steadily in the upstairs window, though the cord lay coiled under it. He ran upstairs immediately, every rational explanation fighting with every old story he'd heard without listening. The room was dark. The lamp was off, yet from the road below, he could still see a warm yellow flare, as if some other version of he blamed external headlights, then moon angle, then sleep deprivation. But the next evening, as dusk deepened, the lamp came again right as the church bell in town struck. This time, stayed in the room to watch it happen. No switch moved, no filament glowed. Instead, the whole lamp seemed to fill slowly from inside. The glass catches a flame, not yet visible. Door and closed. Sam had tea except for a cool draft and one muddy foot by the mat. The nearest neighbor, Mr. Bell, listened to over fence wire and tobacco breath, and asked one thing: was it 7 exactly? When Sam said yes, not like an unpleasant arithmetic had checked out. He said her husband worked the ridge, used that light lamp in bad weather long. After neighbors told her there was no use, she left it, but waiting only grew older doing it after her death. Sam wanted no part of inheriting someone else's waiting ritual. Yet the house had already chosen otherwise. On the third night, he heard footsteps before 7, slow and deliberate, moving from the hall to the window room and stopping beside the table. The lamp brightened. in the glass, he saw reflected behind his own shoulder a woman in a dark curtain, peering down the lane toward the ridge road. Her face held no drama, only the terrible patience of long practice. The creek took the word, she said, as if continuing a conversation already underway. Sam turned. The room stood empty. In the reflection, she remained. Then basic decency asked, "Who didn't tell you?" The woman did not answer. She only kept looking toward the thing until the last vibration left the wall. The problem escalated during the storm when county crews closed bridge road for washout. Sam returned upstairs window from a mile out, shining bright enough to cut through rain. That was impossible because he had left no power on in the house and had unplugged. The entered the front hall, smelled faint oil upstairs. The window room glowed. A woman sat in the chair by the table that had not been there that morning, sewing or mending. The impossible light. While pausing every few moments to look down the lane, they said, "Bind," and they said, "Wait until the water settles." Sam stood in the doorway, soaked and suddenly furious, not at the ghost, but at whatever layered deception trapped her into this waiting. He's not coming by the road. He said, for thinking whether truth the cloth in her lap. The next 3 hours with bridge reports, church bulletins, and old local papers on the show of the story changed. The husband had not simply failed to return. A ridge rather than the town, admitted by the local men delayed, notifying outlying farmhouses because the equipment and avoiding panic during the storm. By the time anyone rode out to tell her, days had passed. In other words, the waiting had not only been grief. It had been imposed ignorance. Sam came back to the Briar Ridge with copies of the old report and a temper sharpened by bureaucratic negligence. Too old to punish, but not apparently too old to haunt. That said, he went upstairs before the lamp began. He set the papers on the table under the dead lamp and said, "They knew earlier than they told you." The room changed not with thunder but with stillness. Even the draft in the cracked window frame seemed to pause. The woman looked down at the pages, though the ghosts presumably have no need for municipal reports. Yet something in her posture altered. Not collapse, not relief, but an easing of strain around the shoulders, as if she had been holding up the house with the force of a question that finally had its answer. I thought so, every night after the second one. Then she touched the lamp base once. The light flared warmer than before, filling the room so fully Sam could see the repaired hand glass in individual beads. "Then I may stop providing I was right," she added, almost to herself. The lamp went out. The room felt dark and ordinary around him. After that, the window no longer glowed at 7. The room remained only a room, peeling wallpaper, iron bed frame, antique and dull. Sam kept the municipal copies in a drawer there, not out of devotion to a ghost, but because certain truths deserve physical location, sometimes on the bad weather. Evenings he still looks up from the drive, expecting the yellow square in the window, and feels a brief pang when it isn't there. Then he remembers that some absences are mercies. Not every haunting wants to be comforted. Some want to be vindicated before they leave. Briar Ridge, it turned out, had kept one woman's disciplined outrage lit in a roadside signal for decades. All Sam really did was bring her paperwork. Quite the story, you guys. Apparently, this woman lost her husband in a bad weather storms, and she was waiting for her husband to come home, but he never did because he had passed away. So, if I were this woman who lost her husband, I would keep waiting for my husband to come home, but I would realize he would never show up because I would already know that it is too late. I would realize that he has passed on, and I'm already passed on, and I won't be able to keep the house taken care of because, well, I know, and there are new owners that want to um, keep the house taken care of if they like promise me that they would do anything to keep the house going. Like, I don't know, honor me to take good care of the house, right? So let's say if I did lose my husband, Chris, if I remembered that he has passed on, but I would probably still try and see if I can move on. But if I can't move on, which means I cannot let go of the past. But this woman in this story somehow realized that her husband is never coming home because he died from the storm. So it's so tragic the way that this woman lost her husband. Um, but I know I'll never lose Chris, because I know that one day in the future, if I die now as a young woman, and Chris would grow old and he would not remember what happened to me, he would not know who I am. He would possibly just have dementia. He would not remember anything. But people that I trust to help him remember who I was, what I used to look like, how I sounded, what I did in the past. But I know he will be taken good care of if I uh, knew what was going to. Pretty sure one day this could happen, but I just wanted to make sure Chris, my husband, will be taken good care of by the people at the nursing home, because I know one day it will happen to us, but I just know it. So we're not going to do this right now, but this story was so tragic, and it's actually related to real life events. So now that the story's done, we are going through the questions and answers. So if any of you guys think this story might be related to any of you guys, you're more than welcome to tell me the story about it. So now that we're done, let's get started on the questions. And I'll try my best to give you all the answers. So, anyway, let's get started. We have 10 questions and 10 answers. I'll try my best. And you guys are always welcome to help me out and give it all you got. So, let's start with number 1. Would you have stayed in the house after first seeing the lamp lit? I definitely would, yes. I literally would. If I want to investigate a farmhouse, if I stayed a few days, maybe a week or two, I definitely would want to stay and investigate it. Maybe I can help the spirit move on. Find the right questions and get some answers. Like, maybe I can find what they say about the farmhouse, haunted is, how the woman who died. I would literally help her get the truth and what really happened, and maybe in Peru. But I'm sure he is in heaven, where he is taken good care of by the angels. If she knew about it as soon as possible, she would not be trapped in the house. She would release on them, find peace, find her husband, and let the new owners take over. So if I were her, I would definitely do the same thing. So I would definitely stay at the farmhouse and honor this woman, take good care of the house, keep the house lit, pay the bills or whatever. But yes, I definitely would. I totally would. Let me know in the comments if you think you would want to stay in a haunted house after seeing the lamp lit for the first time. Like literally. Let's go to number 2. Do you think the haunting was about grief, waiting, or being deliberately kept uninformed? That's a good question, you guys. I think that the haunting about is like waiting for your house or whatever, but I think it's like waiting for your husband. And this woman broke heart, and she kept lighting the lamp for her husband at 7 in the evening because she thought that her husband would come home that night, but that was the last time she ever saw her husband, like many decades ago. I don't know what year it was, um but yeah, this actually happened like, I don't know, 60 years ago maybe, or like maybe 70 years ago. I don't really know, but apparently it did happen. So I think she was kept haunting the place because she was still waiting for her husband. She was grieving, but also waiting. For me, I think it was grief because she was waiting. Well, she loved her so much that she had a broken heart. So nobody kept her informed. That is why her heart's broken, and she thinks she is still alive and waiting for her dead husband. So I think that it was waiting for her husband. It's probably grief, but I think it was grief. Well, it depends. Well, she was never informed, so how would she know if nobody sent her a telegram or something? Let's go to number 3. Why are lamps in windows so powerful in ghost stories? They're so powerful because they have a lot of history, memories, a lot of emotions, and the spirits have the power because their emotions, because they're angry, they're grieving, confused, they don't know what's happening. When they died, they become trapped and they don't know what's happening. So they died very tragic way. They literally don't know if they can be reunited with their loved ones, but some spirits can. If they don't know the truth, they're still trapped and they don't know what's going on. They're like in denial, like literally. So this is what happens at any moment. It's so powerful because they have a lot of emotion in their, like, in their expression. So they're tied to the place where they died. So they're attached to it. They cannot let go of the past. It's history, and they have a lot of good memories. They have bad ones too. They go through a lot. So they died brokenhearted, and they were separated from their loved ones and become angry. So this is why they have a lot of emotions. That's why the ghost stories can be very powerful. it's related to a lot of places like that. Let's go to number 4. What was more unsettling, the lit lamp or the reflected woman? I think it was the reflected woman because she kept appearing in the window so many times. It's because she kept lighting the lamp upstairs window at 7 p.m. every night, waiting for her husband. So she might be alive, but we both know that she is not. She died because, well, she is, well, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of hard. So I think she was just waiting for her husband to come home so she could give him all the love that he needed, and house cleaned, food cooked, laundry taken care of, everything taken care of. Bills were taken care of. So the woman sits at home taking care of the house and paying bills, groceries, and food was cooked, put away, that laundry was taken care of, while the husband goes out and make money and work hard, bring home all the money and stuff. So that's how life is for them, especially at the farmhouse. So the woman always went upstairs, turned on the lamp at 7 p.m. and waited till her husband come home. But it's a time loop. The night that she lost her husband, she doesn't know that she's dead because she thinks her husband is still coming home, but she doesn't know the truth. But if I told her the truth that he won't come home, if I did tell her, she would finally get what she wanted. And she would find peace. And I think she did, probably. Anyway, let's go to number 5. We're almost done here, guys. Was Sam right to tell her the county had delayed? Of course, yes. If it didn't tell her this, she would still be trapped in that house and still be waiting for her dead husband, even in death. She'll be reliving her final moments. She'll be stuck in that house for all eternity. So Sam did the right thing. So I think Sam would honor this woman by telling her the truth and promise her that the house would be taken good care of or whatever, but the farm would be taken very good care of. So, but yes, the truth has to come out. So if anyone told me the truth, what was really happening, I would want to know. Yes. All right, let's go to number 6. Do you think vindication can release a haunting as much as comfort can? Yes, of course. Anything's possible. Any vindication can always be released. As long as you tell the spirits the truth about what really happened, then everything will be okay. The spirits can be very happy and find the truth and be released. But yes. So my answer will always be a yes. I would definitely want to be comforted by the spirits. They would want to be known as good people. The spirits want to be acknowledged for who they were, for what they did in the past. So if I were Sam, I would literally want to do the same thing. Tell these spirits truth. Like, we get to find their way out and finally be at peace. All right, let's go to number 7. What do you make of the line, "It's not the lamp, it's the looking"? Well, I think it's probably because this woman kept looking out the window, hoping that her husband would come home. It's not the lamp. It's just the looking part would be like me looking out the window, waiting for someone to come back. It's hope. That's what it is. And I would believe that my husband is coming home. So I would be very patient. I would wait for him to come home, and I would tell him that everything's going to be okay. So if I were Sam, to tell this dead woman that it is okay to move on, it is okay that your husband's not coming home, it is okay to know that he's never coming back. So I would definitely tell her the truth. He's never coming back. So I would probably tell this dead woman that it is time to move on. Everything's gonna be all right. The truth is that your husband died from the bad weather. I don't know, fixing the bridge, whatever. So it was too late. They could help him by working very hard or whatever, but it's kind of hard to explain. Let's go to number 7. Would you keep the room as it was afterward? Yes, of course I would. I mean, if I would want to investigate that room where the woman died by lighting up the lamp at 7 o'clock in the evening, waiting for her husband, I would tell her it is okay. Touch and honor her to keep away from her room. I would literally promise her not to change anything. I would do everything I can, make sure no one goes into that room and make any changes. I would leave it the way it is. And that's exactly what Sam would have done too. Done it too. Okay, let's go to number 9. Okay, we have 2 questions left before I sign off. How is the story different from one where the dead simply wait? It's different probably because spirits are literally bound to the place where they have passed on. They simply finally got the truth and they decided to leave. Like, if someone told them what really happened, they were happy that the truth was out and they finally left. But it feels a lot different than spirits are literally ignorant and arrogant and in denial, and they would not leave until they found their half of the person, like their loved ones or something. They're waiting for someone to come home, but that realize that they're never coming back because they died. Where they, well, I don't really know how, but I wasn't there when it happened, so it's a lot different than any others. But the time has passed because spirits are no longer a part of our world, but they're in the spirit world because they are trapped there. So if I told the spirits that it's okay to go, it is okay to move on, they would probably say thank you for honoring us, thank you for helping us finding our true loves, helping us take care of the good house and everything else. We would honor them by remembering them. We would acknowledge them for who they were, give them everything they craved. I would honor them by helping other people, taking care of their farmhouse, making sure nothing changes. I would never mess with their farmhouse, like literally. Leave their room alone. I would make sure their farmhouse had fresh food and make sure people were helped, making sure the villagers were not starving. Literally, I would help them that way. All right, we have one more question before I sign off. If you could bring one hidden truth to a ghost, would you? I definitely would, yes. I would tell the truth that tell them that someone, let's say there was a bad guy who hidden the truth, what really happened to you. They would deny it. And I would finally get the article. I would tell them that this person wanted this person gone forever just because they wanted something of them for themselves. They would not care if they were dead. I would tell this spirit that they were killed because they were jealous of them and they just wanted them gone. I would tell this spirit that the husband somehow got hit in a storm and passed away while working, and he didn't see it coming. So I would tell them that the husband somehow passed away while working in the bad weather. And this woman would probably say, "Thank you for telling me. I'm ready to move on." That's exactly what I would have done. All right, guys, we are out of time. So thank you for listening and tuning in. We will be doing another episode tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. It is 26 minutes after 9. So, Chris, thank you for listening and tuning in. Bella, thank you for being on my show. And have a wonderful night. And stay safe, you guys. So, on the next of Ghosting with Anya, we are going to be doing the stage hand in the fly loft. This is the new one. So get ready for tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. So before I go on my podcast tomorrow night, I will be at the bookstore doing my last sale. So at Two Dads in the Bookstore. So anyway, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you on my next episode of Ghosting with Anya. It will be the stagehand in the fly loft. So thank you guys. Please click like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. May God bless you, and may God protect you all. And stay cool, stay hydrated, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Ghosting with Anya. Good night, everyone. Please click like, share, and subscribe. Bye!